What is good, cloudy people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam hopping on a jet that my son made. Get it? Jetsonmade. Yeah, I know it's stupid, because Jetson's career might be going downhill after these accusations of him illegally selling unreleased Playboi Carti music. Although after his response yesterday, as well as Red Pine's interview with the attempted buyer of the unreleased music, I wouldn't be surprised if Carti and his affiliates accepted him back onto the team, for there were some minor details that were overlooked prior to the recording in the conversation with Jetson that could clear his name, at least from selling the unreleased music part. But before we get into all the details, as always, Bob Gang feature comment of the video is from Upcoming Champs, who said Jetson never leaked the baby's music because people thought he was showing them Suge. Nah, Jetson ain't leaking the baby music because nobody want that Only reason 1,600 people showed up to that DaBaby concert this weekend during Corona is because they were all emo boys who wanted to catch it and off themselves. But back to the topic, Jetson responds to the leaking allegations and possibly clears his name. Let's talk about it. Okay, so for those of you who have no idea what's going on because you didn't see my previous video, make sure to go watch that to gain some context. But to give a slight summary, because it ain't all that much, essentially early yesterday morning, a recording of Jetsonmade seemingly attempting to sell Playboi Carti unreleased music, more specifically the full track of the highly anticipated snippet titled Place, for a whopping $17,000, went viral among the wider hip-hop community, at this point reaching even DJ Academics' Instagram page. And afterwards, he was pretty much shunned from the entire Carti community for apparently delaying a whole lot of Red, because Jetsonmade produced at least one more song on the album allegedly, including what fans believe Money and Drugs, a snippet teased a week or two back that was also rumored to be releasing as a single in the coming weeks. Ken Carson, one of Playboi Carti's Opium label artists, responded with a few of the harshest statements on Twitter, implying that the album was actually done and likely to get delayed, while Richie South, main producer on Whole Lotta Red, also responded in his own Discord server claiming Jetson was cut off from the team now, causing fans to infer any of the music with Carti was going to be replaced by other tracks. Pierre Bourne also slightly weighed in on the topic on Twitter, stating Karma's a B, which is also a lyric deriving from his T-Lop 4 Deluxe album that he just dropped. However, with most things in the music industry and cancel culture, the terrible allegations may not be as terrible as they seemed up front, but don't get it twisted, Jetson isn't off the hook just yet, for we need to address all available evidence to truly evaluate the situation. So as I was saying, Jetson responds to the leaking/selling allegations that we just reviewed, claiming it was all just a troll in his Instagram story with a screenshot of a text conversation he had with the attempted buyers of Carti's Place unreleased song. The screenshot includes a picture of the buyer's Bitcoin balance, basically showing Jetson they're serious about the purchase, or at the least that they want him to believe that they have enough money to pay for the song, followed by the buyers stating, "About to sleep, you really about to lose out on 15K easy cash, LMFAO," to which Jetson responds, "I don't give a about that, ain't leaking no music." And finally, the buyer's last messages in the screenshot at least said, "I ain't leaking it, I want it for myself." Jetson then captioned the story, "Dat vid y'all keep posting is cap, I was definitely trolling," which isn't too convincing just yet, considering anyone can just cover up any allegation by saying they were trolling nowadays. In the video we all witnessed yesterday, to the public's perspective, seemed pretty serious and not a troll. On the other hand though, there is definitely a chance, as always in music leaking transactions, actually in all transactions held over the internet, that Jetson was trying to scam the buyers by either having the song but never sending it to them upon receiving the 17 or 15K cash, or more likely that Jetson didn't even have the song and was just gonna cop the money from the buyers and block their number, especially because Place by Playboi Carti is allegedly produced by Pierre Bourne, so why would Jetson even have that unreleased song? Keep those facts in mind while we progress into the next section of the video, but first, Jetsonmade also went live on Instagram last night, partially responding to the allegations for a couple minutes, although all he really did was flex his bank statement where he allegedly accrued over $100,000 in one deposit or transfer in one day, while reiterating the question as to why he would leak his own music if he makes more money than 17K on songs that actually release. Very valid points if you ask me. But either way, he shouldn't have been trolling anyway in the first place with how large of a public figure he is now, because the truth can easily be misconstrued by fans.
Look, think with y'all head, man. I don't think about no motherfucking internet, no chopped up video, man. fuck I need to goddamn leak some shit. Why would I leak my own shit, idiots?
Yeah. Gang.
Why would I leak my shit?
Hey. I ain't gonna count. What? I want another egg deep. I want a big version of that.
We ain't leaking shit, man.
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia with it right now.
I got the text with this dumbass nigga right here. Let me show y'all something though too. Fuck this nigga right.
They done dropped down on
I'm gonna show y'all something.
They done took all of his motherfucking shit. He had the
Fuck I look
give me that shit. He had the Balenciaga.
Fuck I look like leaking some shit. Hold up.
He was wearing some bait. Give me that shit.
Fuck I look like leaking some shit. Why I'ma leak my own shit for?
Guess what I made today?
This is what I made today. Why would I leak my own shit though?
Give me that shit.
July 6th, 7th. Why the fuck would I leak my own shit, dumbass niggas? Stupids.
Give me that shit.
Chill, what the hell wrong with these niggas, bro? They don't understand how you make money in this shit. Why would the fuck would I? That shit don't even add up. It don't make no sense.
Hey,
Dummy slap with a fucking rat, nigga.
that's a nigga with a I done made a
These niggas never made 100,000 in their life, ever. You probably never seen 100,000 collectively over the course of a year.
After Texas.
After taxes, nigga. My taxes more than y'all niggas' advances. Fuck wrong child. Fuck wrong child, man. Really rich in real life, man. I don't pay attention on the internet. Can't cancel Young Rocky. Hey, bro, I'm number 2 in the world though right now. That's how we coming. We going for that number 1. When we got number 1, I'm gonna do something crazy. If I go number 1, I'm gonna drop the kid for real.
And he buying the whole gang watches.
I ain't.
Rich ass motherfucker. Yeah, man. Close your spaceship, man. Close your spaceship.
I'm broke.
Now, since Jetson gave his additional side of the story, the attempted buyers of the Carti song also wanted to fill in some of the missing pieces as well as explain why they were even recording in the first place. However, unfortunately for them, the extra details may have backfired on them, which just goes to show you sometimes it's best to not keep talking, especially on the internet where everything is recorded and permanent. By the way, shout out Red Pines on Instagram for, I guess you would call it, an interview with the buyers who recorded the Jetsonmade allegations, as well as making some very good points that we'll be covering. Also, something to note is I'll be posting the full IG live interview on my Bobbalam News Instagram account in the description if you wish to watch the whole thing. For only a few minutes are included in this video. Didn't want to keep y'all here all day. I know we got shit to do. But as I was saying, to summarize the buyer's side of the story, essentially they gave us the prequel to the recording, wherein apparently the buyer somehow acquired Jetsonmade's phone number and called him to troll him with some of his beats that leaked a few weeks back. Keep this in mind while we continue, as I believe it's a pretty significant detail. Later on in the conversation, after Jetson was trolled a bit, his friend allegedly offered to sell the buyer some Carti unreleased for $5,000 to $10,000 and ended up striking a deal for the song placed for roughly $17K or $15K that we previously mentioned. Jetson tells them to send the money via Cash App, but all of a sudden hears himself in a playback or another phone, exposing the fact that the buyers were recording him saying all of this. Shortly afterwards, knowing he was about to be exposed, or already was, I guess, Jetson quickly hangs up and then later posts the Instagram story we reviewed earlier wherein he claimed he was trolling, which could have very well been true, for at the beginning, if you remember, the buyers were trolling him first, so it could have been some form of retaliation to get back at the buyers trolling him by scamming them for a song he likely didn't even have for 17 racks. Even the buyers in the interview admitted they didn't even think he had it either.
Alright, so I owe y'all an explanation. So, initially, we had Jetson's phone number because, you know, we just got that shit. So we was going to troll him and play his beats and shit because we already had like 263 or 4 of his beats from hitting him the last time.
Okay.
And we were just on FaceTime, so we called him because we know he answers his phone. So he answers the phone. He's like, who this? We're trolling him and asking him to buy shit. Not Carti shit. We didn't bring nothing up with Carti. We were just trolling, saying buy X stems and shit like that. And then we were playing his beats.
Hold on. So You gotta explain, like, thoroughly explain. So you and you
know.
finna say you wanna if you don't want to say his name, I don't care, bro. But
Nah, I'm not gonna say his name. He don't want me to
alright,
say his
bet.
name.
Alright, bet. So you and whatever, y'all hit him talking about y'all was trying to what, buy X stems or was trying to
No,
sell him X
we were
stems?
trying to sell him X stems as a troll.
Okay.
Like we're just fucking around with him. So he said, I don't even know what that is, bruh. So then we're like, okay, do you know what this is? So we start playing his beats and stuff. And he starts getting mad saying, oh, I don't care about that, I don't care about this. So since we were playing his beats, we are just fucking around. And then it got silent for a minute, and then you hear his friend in the background talking about, oh, I'll sell you a Carti song for 5 to 10,000. And then he starts talking about it. So we're just sitting there, and then we start bringing it up, and we're like, do you have places? And we're just joking. We don't. Obviously, that nigga don't got places. That's a 2017 type song. So we're fucking around. We're like, you got places? He's like, I don't know what that is. So he plays the snippet, on the video.
Mm-hmm.
Then, well, even before that, he was going through songs. Like, he was going through songs, not old songs. They
What,
sounded new
Cardi
as shit.
songs?
Yes. That
You
nigga
got
has
you got
fuck.
proof?
We didn't record it. We only recorded it at the part that it was at on the IGTV. He didn't play it for us. Like, he skimmed through them really quick.
Like Jetson produced things.
Yeah. I don't listen to Cardi like that, bruh. But, on the video, he asked about places. He plays a snippet. He's like, nah, I don't have that. Then he plays place. Then he's like, yeah, I got that. And you could tell in the video, he sounded hella serious. Like, he didn't sound like he was trolling or some shit. And even if he was trolling or he didn't have the song, he's fucked up for even, like, suggesting to sell a Cardi song in any type of way, knowing he got connections. You feel me?
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna hear you out for a little bit.
So after that, he just sits there and then, who says, I got 17K in Bitcoin trying to offer. And when he's talking about the Bitcoin and shit like that, he sounded hella serious. He's like, oh, I need my cheese right now. He's asking him to send him the money and he'll send him the song. So by the end of the recording, since he has two like phones, he could kind of hear himself. So he goes quiet a bit and then he hops off the line. He's like, oh, I'll call you back. So after he hears himself, he like hops off the live or he hops off the phone. And then he's like, I'll call you back in like 5 minutes, bruh. And then that's when Jetson had the text where he showed him the money. And he's like, oh, I'm trying to buy it off you. Show the skin color. I'm light skin. I'm white, Jamaican, Puerto Rican, and Arab. And when he was like that, he hangs up. You know who texted him with the money, showing him that it's legit. And then he's like, no, I'm not going to leak no music. Because he knew what we were going to do. He already knew we recorded the video when he heard the playback. So that's why he posted that screenshot, because he heard the playback, and that's why he posted and said, "Oh, I'm not gonna leak the song."
So you said that he heard the playback.
He heard the playback, like he heard a little bit of the echo, like of himself, and that's what made him leave the call. That's why he went quiet, and then he just left. Because he was asking us. He's like, "Oh, y'all can do Cash App. Y'all can do Cash App. Y'all can do Cash App." And he kept like
Cash
trying to
App
get
for
us.
17K.
Yeah, that's what he said. Send it to my Cash App. That's what he kept saying. And I just want to say this because people have been getting it confused. Me and Duddy are two different people. We're not the same person.
Nah, I know that. Or at
We're
least I know
way,
that.
we're two different people. And after all that, we were like, oh, let's post the video. Because, we're trying to buy a song and then he just dips on us. So either way, we're going to post the video. Because that's some snake shit being, like, it would have been different if he was just some random ass person that knew Cardi and just sold his song. But, like, he's got hits. He's got, like, songs on the album. he's has production credits, he has Billboard hits, and he's still selling songs. Like, no, like, you gotta choose one. Do you want to be selling unreleased music, or do you want to be a multi-platinum producer?
All right.
Like, which one do you want to be?
So, bro don't even got place, right?
No, he don't got place. Like, he was definitely capping. He was definitely capping.
That the other person was serious as hell trying to get places because they've been asking me about it. Now,
But
it's weird though how he came up with it, talking about that.
I just don't get. I just don't get why he talks so freely, especially like when somebody random hits you up. Because we were just texting his number at first, and then we just FaceTimed him, and it just went from there. Jetson definitely fucked himself over talking like that, especially with somebody random as shit.
With all that being said, in the interview with Red Pines, I feel like Jetson was rightfully exposed for trying to scam the buyers. However, it wasn't as serious as what it was made out to be in the beginning. For Jetson most likely didn't even have the song, as we already mentioned, therefore he couldn't possibly sell any music illegally, and he was only trolling them back. Nonetheless, as the big time platinum producer he is, firstly, he should not be answering any phone calls or FaceTimes from unknown numbers. I mean, I got 1 subscriber on YouTube and I was already blowing off my whole family thinking I was famous. But secondly, he shouldn't even be joking about scamming people at that level either. Personally, I don't even think Jetson was joking about getting the money. If the buyers went through with the transaction, Jetson would have kept the $17K and hung up without sending him the song, a situation he should definitely not be finding himself in if he's getting $100K checks like he claimed at the beginning in his IG live, because he is still being exposed for trying to scam right now, even if he wasn't actually selling any music. You live and you learn, I guess, but maybe Jetson won't be cut off from Carti's team like we previously thought after clearing up the situation with his team. I don't necessarily think Jetson did anything wrong in the eyes of Carti's team after learning all this information, so hopefully we get Money and Drugs as a single or at least on the album soon again, and therefore no delay and whole lot of red whatsoever. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, leaking the link to my YouTube video for you all to spread this message to Carti's team so they don't delay the album any further. I'll give you a hint, it's right up in the URL section on the browser. Let me know in the comments if you think Jetson's name is in the clear in Playboi Carti and his team's eyes. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, as well as to follow me on all my socials in the description to join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, Carti people. No saying.